So in this tutorial, we're going to walk through how to print GHS labels from the CSIMS inventory. So here I've got the chemical inventory pulled up. I've got a sampling of chemicals that could be pretty much in anybody's inventory. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select a chemical. I'm going to click dichloromethane here. We're going to go down to the lower left and click the labels button. Once we've clicked it, it'll give you three options for label sizes, which are all here in inches. We're going to choose the largest, which is 2.5 inches tall by 4 inches wide. Once we click it, it'll pull up the label that it's going to print. So here we have the name, we have the hazard statement, we have the GHS pictograms, and we've got the signal word. So once you're happy with the label that you've chosen, we'll go over here to the print dialog. We're going to do current record, and the label printer should already be selected. We're going to go ahead and print, and then we'll wait for the printer to do its magic. Now we're going to take a look at a couple of instances that might happen while printing labels. The first instance we're going to talk about is if the chemical doesn't have any GHS information available. They've done the research and can't find any GHS hazards. So if we're going to click on potassium phosphate here as an example, we're going to pull up the label. And here you're going to notice we don't have any hazard statements, we don't have any pictograms, which means is that we've done the research and there isn't any hazards that have been identified by the GHS guidelines. So what we do is we normally just print on the label, use general lab safety precautions because, hey, it's always a good idea. The second instance is if we don't have any SDS information. The SDS hasn't been found yet. We haven't had time to do the research. So we're going to take, for instance, this dichloromethane. To get GHS information, you got to make sure that your CAS number is filled out. So this is an important box. And as you see here, we don't have anything in here, so there's nothing going to be really to find. So when we select the chemical, we click labels, it's going to give you a warning here, GHS information unavailable. Please research before using. Just as a safety, we haven't had time to, so this is just as a safety precaution to make sure you realize that there's either no SDS available or we haven't had time to find the SDS. Another thing I want to make you aware of is that the chemical label itself is just a tool to help you realize that hazards might be associated with this chemical. It does not take the place of the SDS, which is available by clicking the gray button to the right of the name. So by clicking on the SDS, you'll actually see our vendor's SDS for this chemical. Please make sure when you're using any hazardous chemicals that you're aware that and have reviewed the SDS for the chemical.